Hello students. So today I am doing class for class 10. The topic is ratio and proportion. So in the last online class also we were doing the same topic, that is ratio and proportion. So this is your continuation class. So now let's do page number 88. Let us see by calculating 5.2. The book is GANIT PRAKASH for class 10. From West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. So let's do question number 8. So in the last online class we did question number 7 of exercise 5.2. That is same page number was done, that is 88, right? So question number 8 is, let us write by calculating what should be added to each of 6, 15, 20 and 43 to make the sums proportional. So in this question, what is asked here is, what should be added to each of these four terms, that is 6, 15, 20 and 43 to make the sums proportional, so that the sums may be in proportion. Okay. So let us assume that x should be added to each of these four terms, right? So the solution is, let x be added to each of the four terms. Let x be added to each of the four terms 6, 15, 20 and 43. हामीले के सपोज गर्दैछौं, यो प्रत्येक फोर टर्म्समा x एड गर्यो भने मात्रै यो प्रोपोर्सनमा हुन्छ भनेर हामीले सपोज गर्यौं. So, therefore 6 plus x, 15 plus x. So we are adding x to each of these four terms. 6 plus x, 15 plus x, 20 plus x and 43 plus x are in what? Are in proportion. Are in proportion, right? So now if they are in proportion, we can write down that the ratio of the first two terms is equal to ratio of the next two terms, right? So that is, we can write, therefore 6 plus x is to ratio of the first two terms, that is 6 plus x is to 15 plus x is equal to what? The ratio of the next two terms, that is 20 plus x is to 43 plus x. So is that clear now? So ratio can be written in terms of fraction. That is 6 plus x divided by 15 plus x is equal to 20 plus x divided by, it is 43 plus x. So I think you have understood it. So let us cross multiply them. We have to solve this equation. You know that this is an equation, you have to solve it. Or now cross multiply 6 plus x into what? 43 plus x. 43 plus x, which is equal to 20 plus x into, now cross multiply 20 plus x by 15 plus x. By 15 plus x. So now it is cross multiplied, right? So let us solve it now. Okay. So, or now multiply by 6 here. 6 3s are 18, 8, 1, 6 4s are 24, plus 1 is 25, right? Plus 6x. So 43 plus x is multiplied by 6. Now 43 plus x is multiplied by x. So it is 43x plus x square, which is equal to, now on the right hand side what is there? 15 zeros are 0. 15 2s are 30, that is 300, plus 20x, right? 20 into x is 20x, plus 15 into x is 15x. As there is no space there, so you have to write plus x into x square in the next step, plus x square, right? From both the sides, x square plus x square and plus x square are common, so you can cancel them. So let's cancel it, okay? Or 258. Now plus 6x plus 43x, same sign, you can add them. That is, it is 49x is equal to 300 plus, what is 20x plus 15x? It is 35x. It is 35x, right? So let us simplify it. Or now you can keep the terms containing x on the left hand side and constant term on the right hand side, okay? So 49x, 35x taken to the left hand side becomes minus 35x is equal to, now we can write 300 minus 258. It is 300 minus 258, okay? What is 49x minus 35x? It is 9 minus 5 is 4, 4 minus 3 is 1. That is 14x, different sign you have to subtract and you have to write down the sign of the greater number. So here also plus 300 minus 258, different sign you have to subtract it. So 10 minus 8 is 2, this 9 minus 5 is 4, 9 minus 5 is 4 and 2 minus 2 is 0, that means 42. Or what is x is equal to? So x is equal to 42 divided by 14, right? So 14 ones are 14, 14 threes are 42. That is, this is your x is equal to 3. Is that clear to all of you? So what is the value for x? X is equal to 3. So we had assumed x as, let x be added to the four terms 6, 15, 6, 15, 20 and 43 to make the sums proportional. So what must be added to each of these four terms? So 3 must be added to each of these four terms to make the four terms proportional. So that is your answer. So write down the answer. So therefore the answer is 3 must be added. 3 must be added to each of the four terms. To each of the four terms to make them proportional. To make them proportional. To make them proportional. So this is the final answer. So I think I've understood it. So you can copy it. So we'll do the next question now. So now we will do the next question, that is question number 10. And question number 9 is your homework. That is from the same page number, that is 88. So question number 9 is your homework. It is similar to question number this 10. Okay. So let's do question number 10 here. So you can do question number 9. That is, you can do it at home. Okay. Question number 9. So let's do question number 10. So let us find what should be subtracted from each of P, Q, R and S to have the four numbers in proportion. So what is asked in the question? So what should be subtracted from each of the four terms P, Q, R and S to have the four numbers in proportion? So यहाँ question में के भन्दैछ भन्दाखेरि यो P, Q, R, S यो चारटा जुन चाहिँ नम्बर दिएको छ त्यो नम्बरबाट कति घटाउँदा चाहिँ त्यो जुन चाहिँ रिमेनिङ टर्म्स आउँछ त्यो रिमेनिङ टर्म्स चाहिँ केमा आउँछ रे प्रोपोर्सनमा होस् भनेर भन्दैछ त हामी के सपोज let x be subtracted from each of P, Q, R, S to have four numbers in proportion. That means you can write P minus x because x is subtracted from P minus x, Q minus x, R minus x, S minus x are in proportion. If these four numbers are in proportion, we can write down that the ratio of the first two terms is equal to the ratio of the next two terms. So that is the definition of four numbers are in proportion. That is the meaning of proportion, right? So in this case, you have to get the value for x and that will be your answer. Is that clear? So let us write. So this is the solution now. Let x be subtracted. Let x be subtracted from from each of P, comma, Q, comma, R and S to have four numbers in proportion. Okay, so if you subtract x from P, Q, R and S, the four numbers will be in proportion. Okay, that is, therefore P minus x, comma, Q minus x, comma, R minus x, comma, S minus x. That is, P minus x, Q minus x, R minus x and S minus x are in proportion. Are in what? They are in proportion. Is that clear? That means you can write P minus x is to Q minus x is equal to R minus x is to S minus x. Now what will you do? You have to solve this equation to get the value for x, and the value of x will be the answer here. Okay, so this is in terms of ratio. Ratio means you can write it in terms of fraction. That is, P minus x divided by Q minus x is equal to R minus x divided by S minus x. Okay, ratio means you can write it in terms of fraction. So let us solve it to get the value for x. So we can do here cross multiplication, isn't it? Or that is, P minus x into S minus x is equal to, now on the right hand side, R minus x into Q minus x. Is that clear? So let's simplify it. Now multiply the two factors here. On the left hand side, P into S, PS minus PX, then minus SX, minus into minus plus x square. So this left hand side, on the left hand side the two factors are multiplied, and on the right hand side also you have to multiply the two factors. So what you say here, R into Q, QR minus RX minus QX, right? QR minus RX minus QX minus to minus plus, that is your x square. Okay, from both the sides you can cancel the common term there. Plus x square gets cancels. Okay, so now you can keep the terms containing x on the left hand side and all of the terms on the right hand side. Okay, so minus Rx minus Qx, let us take them to the left hand side. So it becomes Rx plus Qx, right? Minus Rx minus Qx becomes plus Rx plus Qx on the left hand side. Then write down minus Px minus Sx is equal to what is there on the right hand side now? It is QR is free from x, so write down QR, and then PS is also free from x, take it to the right hand side, so it becomes minus PS. Okay, so what is common here now? It is x is common, right? Because you have to get the value for x, so x common within bracket, R plus Q minus P minus S. Clear? Which is equal to, it is QR minus PS. Now we can get the value for x. So it is x into. Now the term within bracket R plus Q minus P minus S goes to the right hand side. So when it goes to the right hand side, you should write it in the denominator because it is x into is there, right? So QR minus PS whole divided by, in the denominator what do we write? This is R plus Q minus P minus S. So what is the value for x out here? It is QR minus PS whole divided by R plus Q minus P minus S. So this is the answer. This should be subtracted from each of these four numbers, that is P, Q, R, S, to have the four numbers in proportion. Clear? So write down the answer. So you should write down the answer here. Hence QR minus PS divided by R plus Q minus P minus S should be subtracted. Should be subtracted from each of P, Q, R, S to have four numbers, in proportion. To have four numbers in proportion. So this is your final answer. So I think you have understood it. So similarly you can do that question number 9. So this is your homework. Okay. So we'll do the next problem now. So now, before we do some problems, let us discuss about some properties of ratio and proportion, right? So, first of all, you should know about invertendo. Invertendo. So, what do you mean by invertendo? Suppose you have A is to B is equal to C is to D. Okay. Suppose A, B, C and D are in proportion. So you can write A is to B is equal to C is to D. Okay. So or A upon B. This ratio can be written in terms of fraction. A upon B is equal to C upon D. So by invertendo, what can you write? You can invert both the sides. So inverting both the sides, what do we get? That is B upon A is equal to, you have to invert right hand side also, that is D upon C. Or you can write B is to A is equal to D is to C. That means in this case A is to B is equal to C is to D is there, but we have written here B is to A is equal to D is to C. That means you can invert them, you can invert the ratio. So this is known as invertendo. This is one of the properties of ratio and proportion. So this is known as what? This is known as invertendo. If A is to B is equal to C is to D is given, so by invertendo we can write B is to A is equal to C is to D. That means you can invert them. Okay. So next one is componendo. Componendo. Next one is what? Componendo. Suppose you have A is to B is equal to C is to D. A is to B is equal to C is to D. That means A, B, C and D are in proportion. So you can write down this ratio in terms of fraction. You know that, isn't it? That is A upon B is equal to C upon D. Okay. So let us add 1 to both the sides. If you add 1 on the left hand side, you have to add 1 on the right hand side also. So that is, you can write here A by B plus 1 is equal to C by D plus 1. So in this case we have added 1 on the left hand side. So you should add 1 to the right hand side also. Is that clear? So what's the LCM out here? It is B is the LCM. You know that. How to simplify, isn't it? A plus B is equal to, here the LCM is D. So numerator will be C plus D. That means you can write it in terms of fraction. So I will write it in terms of fraction. This fraction can be written in terms of ratio. That is A plus B is to B is equal to, on the right hand side, it is C plus D is to D. So if you have A is to B is equal to C is to D, then by componendo, what can you write? A plus B is to B is equal to C plus D is to D. That is known as what? That property is known as what? Componendo. Is that clear? So next one is dividendo. Next one is what? Dividendo. So next one is your dividendo now. Suppose if you have A is to B is equal to C is to D. A is to B is equal to C is to D, right? So now you can write it in terms of fraction again. A by B is equal to C by D. That means A, B, C, D are in proportion. Is that clear? So now what will you do here? Let us subtract 1 from both the sides. Let us subtract 1 from both the sides. In case of dividendo, you should subtract 1 from both the sides. In case of componendo, you should add 1 on both the sides. But in case of dividendo, you have to subtract 1 from both the sides. So A by B minus 1 is equal to C by D minus 1. Okay? So next, if 1 is subtracted from the left hand side, you have to subtract 1 from the right hand side as well. Okay? So what's the LCM? It is B. A minus B is equal to, what's the LCM? D. It is C minus D. That means what can we write? Or A minus B is to B is equal to C minus D is to D. That means if A is to B is equal to C is to D, then by the property of dividendo, what can we write? A minus B is to B is equal to C minus D is to D. Is that clear? So this is your dividendo. So now we will do both componendo and dividendo together. Okay? So these are all about your invertendo, componendo, and this is your dividendo. So I think I have understood it. Okay? So let's do both componendo and dividendo. Okay? So now let's do both componendo and dividendo. Let us do both componendo and dividendo together. Okay? So if A is to B is equal to C is to D, comma, then we have A plus B is to A minus B is equal to C plus D is to C minus D. So this is the property which is known as componendo and dividendo. If we have A is to B is equal to C is to D, then we have A plus B is to A minus B is equal to C plus D is to C minus D. Or you can write this way also. Or what can you write? If A upon B is equal to C upon D, then we have, then by componendo and dividendo, what can we write? Then we have it is numerator upon denominator, isn't it? So in the numerator you write both numerator plus denominator divided by, in the denominator you write A minus B. That is both numerator minus denominator is equal to, similarly on the right hand side you have to write, okay, that is numerator plus denominator, that is C plus D, divided by numerator minus denominator, that is C minus D. So both are same. This is in terms of ratio and this is in terms of fraction. So this type of property is known as componendo and dividendo. So let us prove it now. Now we will prove this property, okay? So now it is given that, what is given here? A by B is equal to C by D. So by componendo, what can you write? By componendo, what can you write? A by B plus 1 is equal to C by D plus 1. Just now in the previous steps, we did this property componendo, isn't it? So by componendo, what can you write? We can add 1 on both the sides, okay? So what's the LCM out here? It is B. So this is your A plus B is equal to, what's the LCM out here? D. So this is your C plus D. So let us mark it as number 1. Okay. So now, again given is A by B is equal to C by D. So again, it is given A by B is equal to C by D. So now, by dividendo, what can you write? So by dividendo, what do we get? So now, by dividendo, we have A by B minus 1 is equal to C by D minus 1, isn't it? Dividendo means we have to subtract 1 from both the sides. If 1 is subtracted from the left hand side, you should subtract 1 from the right hand side as well. Okay? So now it becomes, now what's the LCM? B is the LCM, right? So what is in the numerator? A minus B is equal to, what's the LCM here? D. So it is C minus D. Is that clear? So let us mark it number 2. Now let us divide 1 by 2. That is dividing 1 by 2. This one should be divided by that 2. So what do we get? So dividing 1 by 2, what do we get? You write down left hand side of number 1 first in the numerator. A plus B divided by B divided by. Now write down left hand side of number 2 in the denominator. A minus B divided by B, which is equal to, on the right hand side, you should write right hand side of number 1 in the numerator. That is on the right hand side. C plus D divided by D divided by. So in the denominator, you should write a right hand side of number 2. That is C minus D divided by D, right? So here dB gets cancelled, here dt gets cancelled. So what do we get? A plus B divided by A minus B, which is equal to, it is C plus D divided by C minus D. So it is proved. So now, so you should know this componendo and dividendo. So you should remember this relation. If A by B is equal to C by D, comma, if A by B is equal to C by D, then by componendo and dividendo, comma, we have, what can you write? Then by componendo and dividendo, comma, we have, that is numerator plus denominator, that is A plus B divided by, in the denominator, A minus B is equal to, plus componendo minus dividendo is equal to, similarly on the right hand side, what should you write? Numerator C plus denominator D divided by numerator minus denominator, that is on the right hand side. So this property is known as componendo dividendo. So now we have learnt about the properties of ratio and proportion, that is, one is invertendo, the other one is componendo, dividendo, and the last one is both componendo as well as dividendo. Okay, so I think you have understood it. So let's do some problems now. So now, there is one property of ratio and proportion is there, that is addendo. I forgot to tell you about this property of proportion, that is addendo. So what is addendo? So if you have A is to B is equal to C is to D, okay, then we can write A by B is equal to C by D. So by addendo, what can you write? By addendo, we have each ratio. That is, this is known as each ratio, isn't it? A by B is equal to C by D is equal to, what can you write? So numerators can be added, that is A plus C divided by this denominator can be added, that is B plus D. Okay, that is its ratio is equal to A plus C divided by B plus D. So if A is to B is equal to C is to D, then we can write A by B is equal to C by D, right? So by addendo we have, what can I write? Then by addendo we have A by B is equal to C by D is equal to A plus C divided by B plus D. Okay? So now we can generalize it also. So let us take another example. If we have, if A1 by B1 is equal to A2 by B2 is equal to A3 by B3 is equal to is equal to AN by BN, comma. Then by addendo, comma, we can write that its ratio, that means A1 upon B1 is equal to A2 upon B2 is equal to A3 upon B3 is equal to is equal to AN upon BN is equal to. That means you can add all the numerators out there. That is, you can write A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus plus. You can add all these terms in the numerator divided by. In the denominator also you can add all those B's out here. That is B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus plus, that is your Bn. So this property of proportion is known as what? This is known as addendo. Is that clear to all of you? So you have to remember this property also. Okay. So this property of proportion is known as what? Addendo. So this property of proportion, is known as addendo. Is known as what? Addendo. Okay. So I have learned the properties of proportion as one is invertendo, componendo, dividendo, and then both componendo and dividendo, and this is the last one, that is your addendo. Now we'll do some problems. Okay. So now we are doing this question, that is this is let us work out exercise 5.3. Let us work out exercise 5.3. Page number is 97, right? This is question number 1. For all these 3 questions, the given is same, that is, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, let us show that. You have to show all these 1, 2 and 3. So 1 and 2 are similar. I'll do question number 2. Number 1 is your homework, right? So your number 1 is your homework. Okay, sir? You can copy this question and you can do it at home. So let's do question number 2. Both are similar. First, you try to do number 2 yourself, but I'll do it here now. And at home, you try to do number 2. Okay? So number 2 will be done here, and this one will be your homework, right? So let's do number 2. So solution for number 2. So number 1 is your homework. Okay? So what is given here? Your given is A is to B is equal to C is to D. So you can use the K method here. Let us assume this ratio can be written in terms of fraction. So let A upon B is equal to C upon D is equal to K, suppose. So this problem is known as K method, right? Let us assume, that is, this is given, A is to B is equal to C is to D. So it can be written in terms of fraction, A by B is equal to C by D is equal to K, suppose. Okay? So you thopeपछि A को value कति भयो? You can cross from A is equal to BK. That is, A is equal to what? BK, comma. अब यो छोपेर C by D is equal to K. So cross multiply, what is the value of C? That is, C is equal to what? It is DK. That means A is equal to BK and C is equal to what? This is DK. Is that clear? Now write down left hand side. For number 2, we are proving number 2. Okay. So left hand side is equal to, what is left hand side here? A square plus AB plus B square is to what? A square minus AB. A square minus AB plus B square. Is that clear? So you can write it in terms of fraction. Ratio can be written in terms of fraction, isn't it? So A square plus AB plus B square divided by A square minus AB plus B square. Now in this case you can put the value for A only because there is no C there. So put the value for A. What is the value for A? It is BK. So put the value for A. That is BK whole square plus A is BK into B plus B square. This whole divided by, what is A whole square again? BK whole square minus, what is A? A is BK out here into B plus B square. So is that clear to all of you? So let us simplify it now. So now which is equal to, this is B square K square plus, what is BK into B? B square K plus B square. This divided by, in the denominator, B square K square, then minus B square K plus B square. Is that clear to all of you? So now you can take common. You know what is common in the numerator? It is B square within bracket K square plus K plus 1 divided by B square within bracket K square minus K plus 1. Okay? So here you can cancel this B square. So B square will be cancelled, which is equal to K square plus K plus 1 divided by K square minus K plus 1. That is your left hand side. So what is left hand side here? It is K square plus K plus 1 divided by K square minus K plus 1. Now you should find out the value for right hand side also. What is right hand side here? It is C square plus CD plus D square is to C square minus CD plus D square. So here also you should get the value of right hand side. Again, the same term. You should get the same term for the right hand side also. Then only you can prove LHS is equal to RHS. Okay. So now let us write down RHS. So RHS is equal to, what is RHS? C square plus CD plus D square is 2. Next, it is C square minus CD plus D square. Right? So let us write it in terms of fraction. Okay? So which is equal to C square plus CD plus D square divided by C square minus CD plus D square. Okay? So which is equal to, what is C whole square out here? What was C actually? C was dk, isn't it? So dk whole square plus, now what is C? dk into d plus d square whole divided by, what is C whole square again? It is dk whole square minus dk into d plus d square. So is that clear now? Because we don't know the value for d को value हामीले यहाँ निकालेको छैनौं, खाली a र c को value मात्रै निकालेको थियौं. So we don't know d, isn't it? That is c, but c was dk, right? So we have put the value for c in this case, which is equal to, what is dk whole square? D square k square plus, what is dk into d? D square k plus d square divided by, in the denominator it is d square k square minus d square k plus, it is d square. Is that clear to all of you? So okay, now you can take common. So take common in the numerator. What is common in the numerator? It is d square. So it is, so if d square is taken common, what will be the expression within bracket? It is k square plus k plus 1 divided by Now in the denominator, what do we write? In the denominator, what is common there? It is d square, right? Again d square, so it is k square minus k plus 1. So here d square gets cancels. So what do we get? That is k square plus k plus 1 divided by k square minus k plus 1. So this is your right hand side. Is that clear? Now we see that left hand side is also k square plus k plus 1 divided by k square minus k plus 1. And right hand side is also k square plus k plus 1 divided by k square minus k plus 1. That means LHS is equal to RHS. We have proved it. So you can write, therefore, LHS is equal to RHS. That is proved. So is it understood now? So you can copy it. So number 1 is your homework. Okay, number 1 you can copy the question. This question is in your book also. You can do it from the book also. So let us prove this number 3 now. Okay, so we'll do number 3. Let us prove it. Number 3. Okay. So now we will prove number 3. So let us write number 3 question here. What is number 3? Root over a square plus c square is to root over b square plus d square, which is equal to, this is your d square, which is equal to PA plus QC is to PB plus QD. Right? So let us prove it now. So you can write down the question. So let us prove this number. That is one number 3. Let us prove it. So here also number 1, 3 is what is given out here. If A is to B is equal to C is to D. Let us prove that. Number 3, root under A square plus C square is to root under B square plus D square is equal to PA plus QC is to PB plus QD. So you can use the same method as we have done in the previous problem, that is in number 2. Okay. So here what is given? Here given is A is to B is equal to C is to D. Here also you can use the same K method. Let A upon B is equal to C upon D is equal to K suppose. Is equal to K suppose, right? So therefore A is equal to BK, comma C is equal to what? It is DK. So यो छोपेपछि A by B is equal to K भयो. So cross multiply A is equal to BK. फेरि यो छोप्ने. So C by D is equal to K. What is C is equal to? That is DK, right? So let us prove LHS is equal to RHS. So what is left hand side here? So LHS is equal to root over A square plus C square is to root over B square plus D square. Okay. So you can write down this ratio in terms of fraction. So which is equal to root over A square plus C square divided by root over B square plus D square. Right. So you can put the value for both A and C here. But there is no value for B and D. You have to keep it as it is, B square plus D square. Only you have to simplify the numerator. So is equal to root over, what is A whole square? BK whole square. It is BK whole square plus, what is C square? DK whole square, right? So it is your DK whole square divided by, keep the denominator as it is. That is root over B square plus D square. So it is B square plus D square. Okay. So is equal to root over, now it is B square K square plus D square K square whole divided by root over, this is your B square plus D square. Now in the numerator, what is common out there? Root over, what is common here? K square, within bracket we have B square plus D square whole divided by, it is root over B square plus D square. Is that clear? Now since root over within square root k square is common there, and within bracket we have b square plus d square, but you can get the exact square root of k square. What is the square root of k square? That is only k. Here square root and square root will be removed. That means you will get only k here. Okay, then root over you should write b square plus d square whole divided by, in the denominator you write root over, it is b square plus d square. Is it clear? So this root over will be cancelled, that is 1, so which is equal to k. So this is your left hand side. Okay, this is only your LHS. Now let us find out RHS. So RHS should also be equal to k. Then only you can write LHS is equal to RHS. This will be proved. So write on right hand side. So RHS is equal to, what is RHS here? PA plus QC is to what? Is to PB plus QD. It is PB plus QD. Right? So you can write it in terms of fraction. So which is equal to PA plus QC divided by PB plus QD. Right? So this ratio can be written in terms of fraction. So now let us write down the value for A and C here also. Okay? So now which is equal to P into, what was the value for A? It is BK plus Q into, what was the value for C? What was the value for C? It is DK. Right? Whole divided by, in the denominator we have PB plus QD. Clear? So now let us simplify it. So is equal to, this is PBK plus QDK divided by PB plus QD. Okay? So which is equal to, what is common in the numerator? That is only k is common. So within bracket it is PB plus QD divided by, this is also PB plus QD. Both of these will be cancelled, which is equal to, what is this value? What is the value of the right hand side? It is also k. Left hand side is also k, right hand side is also k. So what can you write? So this LHS is equal to RHS. So write down, therefore LHS is equal to RHS proved. Therefore LHS is equal to RHS proved. Okay? Now let's do the next question. So now we will do the next question, that is 2 number 1. So it is very important question. The question is 2 number 1. If x is to a is equal to y is to b is equal to z is to c, let us show that this number 1 LHS is equal to RHS. That is x cube by a square plus y cube by b square plus z cube by c square is equal to x plus y plus z whole cube divided by a plus b plus c whole square. Okay? So here also you can use the same k method. So here what is given? X is to a is equal to y is to b is equal to, it is z is to c. So let this ratio can be written in terms of fraction. X upon a is equal to y upon b is equal to z upon c is equal to k suppose. Right? So यो दुईटालाई छोपेर x को भ्यालु कति हुन्छ? You can cross multiply. X is equal to ak. Therefore x is equal to ak. फेरि यो दुईटालाई छोप्नु, y is equal to bk, अनि फेरि यो दुईटालाई छोप्यो, z is equal to ck. So we have got the values for x, y and z. That is x is equal to ak, y is equal to bk, and z is equal to ck. So let us use this value x, y, z to prove this LHS is equal to RHS. Now write down LHS. So LHS is equal to x cube by a square plus y cube by b square plus z cube by c square. Okay? So let us find out the value of this left hand side now. Which is equal to, what is x cube? that is AK whole cube. So this is your AK whole cube divided by A square, right? Plus what is Y cube? It is BK whole cube. It is BK whole cube divided by B square plus what is Z cube? It is CK whole cube, isn't it? So it is CK whole cube divided by C square. Is that clear to all of you now? So let us simplify it. So next, which is equal to what is AK whole cube? That cube is for both the term A and K. That is A cube, K cube divided by A square plus what is BK whole cube? B cube, K cube divided by B square plus what is CK whole cube? It is C cube, K cube divided by C square. So you can cancel here. A cube like A square divided by A mate huncha. That is A square and cube will be cancelled. B square and B cube like cancelled by the cube will be cancelled. That is B only. And here C square will be cancelled and remains one of the C in the numerator. Okay. So which is equal to AK cube plus BK cube plus this is CK cube. Is that clear? So what is common here? K cube. So K cube is taken common. So within bracket, what do we get? It is A plus B plus C. So that is your left hand side. Is that clear now? So this is your left hand side. Let us write down the right hand side now. So let us write RHS now. So here I am writing RHS, okay? So what is RHS here? X plus Y plus Z whole cube divided by A plus B plus C whole square. So you should get the same expression here also in the right hand side. Okay, that is K cube within bracket. It should be A plus B plus C. So now let us put the value here. Let us put the value for X, Y and Z. Because we know these values X, Y, Z as AK plus AK, BK, CK respectively. So which is equal to within bracket? What is X? AK plus what is this Y? BK, BK, right? Plus what is that? Z? CK whole cube, right? Whole divided by, in the denominator it is A plus B plus C whole square. Is that clear to all of you? So now let us take common within whole cube. So within whole to the power, within whole cube, within whole to the power 3, what is common there? K. So within first bracket we have A plus B plus C, second bracket close whole cube, right? Whole divided by, this is your A plus B plus C whole square, right? Now here within whole cube, K is taken common, K into A plus B plus C, first bracket close, second bracket close, whole cube. Now this power 3 is for both K as well as A plus B plus C. So you can write K cube into A plus B plus C whole cube. Whole divided by what? In the denominator, what should you write? A plus B plus C whole square. Now you can cancel A plus B plus C whole square and A plus B plus C whole cube. That means when this denominator goes up in the numerator, it becomes 3 minus 2 because A plus B plus C, A plus B plus C, bases are same. So when this denominator goes up in the numerator, it becomes minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Or you can cancel it. So it goes A plus B plus C times. So which is equal to K cube and within bracket it is A plus B plus C. So you can check the value of LHS. What was the value for LHS? We have just determined it that LHS was K cube into A plus B plus C. And right hand side is also K cube into A plus B plus C. Left hand side you can check it. Left hand side was K cube within bracket A plus B plus C, and just now we get right hand side as K cube in within bracket A plus B plus C. That means we have proved the result. This LHS is equal to RHS. So write down the answer. Therefore LHS is equal to RHS. So it is proved. Is that clear to all of you? So this is your answer. So LHS is equal to RHS, proved. So you can copy it. So you can revise all the problems that we did today. Revise it and then do the homework that I have given you. Okay. So this much is for today. Thank you.